Hello, 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 my fellow citizens of the Writers Corner podcast. Welcome to episode 60. It has been a hot minute, I'll tell you that much. It's been at least a couple weeks, if not more. I've been super busy with the preparations for my upcoming young adult novella, Welcome to Nightmare Academy. I'm proud to say that the editing phase is done, and I am currently working with a group of beta readers who are reading the book right now and who will be sharing their thoughts with me on the book and telling me what they did and did not like, so I can fix any mistakes and correct any irregularities with the story, and then it'll be polished and ready to publish. So I'm super excited for that. So now I'm back. It's been really hectic in my personal life and with all the politics we won't get into with our country right now. We'll save that for another time. If you guys want to see any videos on my YouTube channel on that, I made plenty of them. But today we are going to be discussing social media for writers, what my favorite social media networks are for writing, or for writers in general. So the two social networks that I have most fallen in love with so far. I'm still very new to my own social media marketing stuff as an author, but I'm getting better, a little bit better each day. Facebook and YouTube, those are the two sites I love to use the most. The thing that I love about these two social media networks is the unlimited amount of information that can be shared. As you guys know, I like to talk in these podcasts, and I like to write a lot. When I talk or in an audio or video format, or when I write, it's not usually a quick, minute-long thing. It's, Twitter is for quick thoughts, and I use Twitter, and I like Twitter, but it's a lot more difficult for me to condense my thoughts into such a short format. So, for me as a writer, someone who likes to talk a lot or to write a lot, Facebook and YouTube really are the best social media networks for me to connect with people. Also, video sharing is much easier on these two platforms. So YouTube, one, is a video sharing site and video creating site, so that's why it's easier on there. And I can connect with a lot of other video creators and a lot of people who share my passion for video creation. And the content that I am making, such as you guys. However, Facebook is also super easy to share almost anything on, but especially video. One example of this is part 3 of why I love these two networks: live video streaming. I love the concept of live video streaming. I'm going to be getting into that more. Hopefully, I keep putting it off because I get nervous about what I'm going to talk about on live, it's not TV, but live video. But I do love the concept of being able to interact with you guys live in person. And for such a long time, YouTube was the premier place to do that, and it still is a great place to go stream. However, Facebook allows you to stream mobilely, and I don't have to go on the computer to do it. I can go right on my mobile app on my phone and do it. So it's a lot easier to connect with you guys when you can go mobile, because you can't always set up your computer to get on there and get to work. What else? I believe that these two social media platforms also offer a wider audience reach, which is really helpful for authors who are trying to build their the reader base to connect with readers and reach a wider audience. I've gained a lot of friends, fellow authors, through these sites, and I've also gained a lot of readers through Facebook especially, but also from YouTube. Because, people on YouTube can see your videos, they can see the face behind the book that you're writing, and so they can connect with you more. And same thing with Facebook. Facebook also allows you a wider range of connection, because there's no limits on the amount of people who can follow you and who you can follow. It's great. There's also more connection with readers. Like I said, people on YouTube especially can feel more of a sense of connection with you when they can see your face. They can hear the voice of the person writing what you're trying to push to the readership, They want to feel a sense of connection. And it's really hard to connect through a 140 character tweet. That's a very short form, and it can be entertaining for that moment, but you don't always get a sense of the person that is tweeting unless you tweet aggressively like Donald Trump. But that's a rare thing. Finally, what I really, truly love about these two social media networks is the amount of room you have for creativity. Without limits on how much you can write on Facebook, or without limits on the time that you can take to film and put up videos on YouTube, the amount of time you have to get as creative as possible is endless. If I really wanted to, I could publish a short story to my Facebook page. I could, create a short film for my YouTube channel based on one of my books. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I've created trailers. I created a fun video, and if I can remember, I'll put it in the eye in the sky for those of you listening to this on YouTube. I created a video called The Author, and it was pretty much a through my eyes kind of thing, or not through my eyes, but a look at how I went about my day and began my journey to becoming a writer. And it was a lot of fun to film. It wasn't like, the top-notch video equipment and audio equipment. None of my videos are. I work on a budget, but we all start somewhere, and you are allowed a lot more creativity to flow without any of those restraints that Twitter or Pinterest or what have you might give you. Facebook and YouTube are definitely my two favorite social media sites for writing. I will say that a third that is quickly approaching is Instagram. I love Instagram. I love being able to share. I love the new addition of Instagram stories, and I love the BookTube community and the Bookstagram community. I really connect with those two communities because I find not only authors who I love to meet and connect with and build friendships with, but I meet a lot of other readers, because I am a reader as well, and I meet a lot of readers that share my passion for books as much as I do. And when you meet people like that and you connect with them as a reader, you quickly find that your work as an author becomes a little more recognized. So those are the three sites that I love the most. Facebook and YouTube are my top two, but Instagram is also a close third. So those are my social media sites I use for writing or connecting with, my writing. So thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to episode 60. We will see you next week for episode 61. In the comments below, tell us what you thought of this week's episode, what you'd like to see in next week's discussion. Comment question of the day: what is your favorite social media site and why? If you're an author, tell me especially how it helps with your writing. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Please leave your comments down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It would mean the world to me if you did. And click that eye in the sky to see the recommended videos, playlists, and more for the day. If you're listening to this on SoundCloud or iTunes, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a big thumbs up, or this podcast a review, I should say, using the review portion of either iTunes or SoundCloud. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our podcast. It means so much to us if you did. And make sure in your review you leave your comments, your questions, any advice or things you'd like to see changed on the podcast. Leave them all below. Thanks so much for listening, guys. It means the world to me. And we will see you next week for episode 61 of the Writer's Corner podcast. This is your host, author Anthony Avina, signing out. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.